What if the G7 is no longer the world's most powerful club? What if Washington is quietly planning a new inner circle? A little known idea called the Core 5 that may signal a major shift in how the US wants to run global diplomacy. According to reports, the Trump administration has explored creating a new global forum, and the proposed members will be United States, China, Russia, India, and Japan. Unlike the G7, this group would not be limited to wealthy democracies. Instead, it would be built around raw power, population size, and strategic influence. Together, these 5 countries represent over 3.5 billion people, nearly 45% of the world's population, and account for more than half of global military spending. The G7 was designed for a different era, one dominated by the West. But today, the world's biggest strategic challenges involve countries outside Europe. Donald Trump has repeatedly criticized the G7 for excluding Russia and has even urged that China should be included. At the same time, Washington has grown openly critical of Europe. The latest US national security strategy warned that Europe faces what it called civilizational erasure, accusing EU states of weakness on security, migration, and free speech. The message is clear. The US may no longer see Europe as the primary engine of global power. At the heart of the Core 5 idea is a blunt strategic reality, where China is the world's second largest economy, projected to overtake the US in purchasing power terms. Russia, despite sanctions, remains a top nuclear power with deep influence in Ukraine, the Middle East, and Africa. Washington knows it cannot manage global crisis without talking directly to Beijing and Moscow, even if relations are adverse. Instead of isolating rivals, the C5 would put them inside the room, forcing negotiation on issues like war, energy, and technology. The draft strategy envisions regular summits with focused agendas, and the first priority would be Middle East security, including steps towards normalizing relations between Israel and Saudi Arabia. The future agendas could include technological competition, global supply chains, military de-escalation, and governance of emerging technologies. This reflects a transactional approach, that is, results over ideology. India's inclusion is especially significant. With a population of 1.4 billion, a fast-growing economy, and working relationships with both Russia and the US, India is seen as a bridge power. For Washington, India balances China without being a formal ally and brings legitimacy to a forum that might otherwise look like great power bargaining. The Core 5 may never formally exist. The White House has denied any classified alternative strategy, but the idea itself matters. It signals a world where power politics, not shared values, drive diplomacy, and where the US may prefer negotiating with rivals directly rather than managing alliances from Brussels. If the G7 symbolized the old order, the Core 5 hints at what may replace it. Thank you for watching. For more such insights, follow Geopolitical Navigator.